Hi guys, welcome to Nothing Geek TV. This is your host Ajay Gupta, and today we'll be comparing Lenovo A7000 and Lenovo A6000 Plus smartphone. Uh, let's see who wins. So friends, on the left hand side, this is the Lenovo A7000 with a 5.5-inch display, and on the right hand side I got Lenovo A6000 Plus with a 5-inch display. The display is HD on both the phones. However, in terms of colors and text readability, A7000 is much better than the A6000. Even the touch of the A7000 scores over the A6000 Plus, guys. I mean, it's a good display on A6000 Plus, but it looks a bit, the display we have on low cost phones. However, the display on A7000 Plus got its things at place, and it's a really nice one. As far as build quality goes, the material used is similar. The backplate of both the phones is removable. There's an 8 megapixel camera lens at the back, and the camera lens it's not bulging. I got micro USB port and the 3.5 jack port at the top, and at the bottom there is primary mic for voice input in both the phones. Lenovo logo at the back. The speaker grill is a single speaker grill over here, and a dual speaker grill on the Lenovo A6000 Plus. But let me tell you, it's a Dolby speaker on both the phones, and the sound output is really good on both the phones. The thickness too is similar, so no marks deducted on the build quality front. But when it comes to the display and the touch on the display, it's much better on the Lenovo A7000 rather than the A6000 Plus. So Lenovo A7000 gets a score of 40,203, which is a really admirable score, guys. It's really on top. I'll show you the ranking. The phone is ranked above Mi 3, Nexus 5, LG G3 HTC One, and other Xiaomi smartphones. And if we talk about the Qualcomm Snapdragon 4110 processor equipped A6000 Plus, it gets a score of 21,265, and it is ranked below the Heat. So guys, obviously there is a clear difference in the performance of the phones as far as heating factor is concerned while playing games and running GPS. Obviously the phones will heat up under heavy duty games and GPS, but the heating is under control and it's not that significant, which might turn into some problem or affect the battery. So on that front, I can assure you these phones won't trouble you. And as far as performance is concerned, Lenovo A6000 Plus is no match for the Lenovo A7000, saying that when it comes to regular usage, both phones won't trouble you. However, running multiple apps and running Facebook, WhatsApp, other applications and Twitter things and mails simultaneously might become a bit laggy on A6000 Plus over time, since the processing capability is limited. But all that will remain smooth no matter how much you fill your phone. The A7000 will give you top-notch performance. Now let me show you what OS is running. So another interesting thing is that this phone got a 32-bit CPU, while this phone A7000 got a 64-bit CPU. And guys, when it comes, there's not much difference as of today, but the current apps and applications which will be launched in future, those will run better with a 64-bit processor. So that is an advantage on this phone. Apart from that, the core difference I have already told you. Now let me also show you the multi-touch on both the phones. So let's test the multi-touch. So it's a 5-point multi-touch on both the phones. Good enough. As far as sensors are concerned, A7000 supports direction sensor, gravitation sensor, acceleration sensor, light sensor, e-compass, proximity sensor, gyro sensor, linear acceleration and rotation vector. So these are the bulk of the sensor which most of your apps and games will be requiring to run properly, while A6000 Plus supports only acceleration sensor, light sensor, proximity sensor. That's all, only three sensors as compared to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 sensors supported by A7000. So that is also an extra advantage which we have on Lenovo A7000. Moving on to the camera aspect, guys, on A7000 this is a 8 megapixel shooter, and similar is the case on the A6000 Plus. I clicked some images. I'll move on to the gallery now, and this is the rear cam image, and similar 8 megapixel camera I got on this phone as well. Now if you compare both the images, guys, as you can see the background is also white, and my laptop is also white, but I'm getting the details. The keys can be read, the Sony logo can be seen, and things are much better than what we have on A6000 Plus. I mean, the 8MP camera of A6000 Plus it's a terrible camera. It's not a good camera, guys. Like you can see, I can't read what is written on the keyboard. The Sony logo is visible, but not with that much clarity. The laptop is kind of mixing with the background. I'll click another image of let me just push these boxes and bring my cricket ball in, and now guys, not only the image is not that good on the A6000 Plus, but also I'm getting a yellow tint on the A6000 Plus. The clarity, you can see the cracks on the ball and the seam of the ball are pretty much visible easily on the A7000 as compared to the A7000 smartphone. Now let me click a front facing camera image. So guys, like you can see by the clarity, I got a 5 megapixel camera on the A7000 as compared to the 2 megapixel camera of A6000 Plus, but the image quality of both the phones is similar, although it is better with the 2 megapixel front facing camera of the A6000 Plus. So when it comes to the camera, I'll rate the rear camera of A7000 much better than what we have on A6000 Plus. It is a really poor camera on A6000 Plus, but the front facing camera of A7000 is not as good as A6000 Plus. The difference is not significant. Overall, the camera performance of A7000 is better. Coming to the battery, I got a 2900 mAh battery on A7000 as compared to the 2300 mAh battery on the A6000 Plus. Now both the batteries are removable, and the battery backup which I get from both the phones is like 1 day easily with moderate to heavy usage on both the phones, and the 600 mAh battery difference is adjusted due to the bigger screen size of the A7000. So on the battery front, both the phones are really good, and I cannot deduct any marks. So I have a slot for dual SIM card and one slot for micro SD card on both the handsets. Now let me move on to the next thing. So the apps, they are not movable to SD card in both these phones, which is a surprising thing. But on the other hand, you can always pop in the SD card and set the default write location to the SD card, so the apps get installed by default on the SD card. Now let's check for the OTG cable. I'll just put in the OTG cable. Attached is the pen drive, and the phone has detected the OTG cable, and it has by default automatically opened the OTG cable stuff. So this shows that this phone supports A7000 supports OTG. Moving on to the A7000 6000 Plus, it is not Opening. Let me go to the storage to check. No, it does not support OTG. So guys, we talked about a lot of fronts. As far as A7000 goes, it got a better display, and better text and the colors on the display as compared to A6000 Plus. The display is also bigger over here. The battery is more or less similar, but the performance, the battery backup is similar. The battery milliamp hour figure is different. It's larger for A7000 and smaller for A6000 Plus, but that doesn't matter due to the big screen on the A7000. Moving on to the performance part, A7000 against defeats A6000 Plus. On the OTG and app to SD front, guys, this phone's apps are not movable to SD on both the phones, and this phone supports OTG. And on the camera front too, A7000 is much better device than the A7000. I'm having the 16GB version of A6000 Plus, and I'll show you the 8GB version of A7000. But if you ask me overall, I'll advise you to skip A6000 Plus any day. It's not a recommended phone. If you want to go for this Lenovo series, you should definitely go for A7000, which will give you much better value for money any day over A6000 Plus. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you like the video, kindly hit the subscribe button flashing on your screen, and have a great day. Goodbye, take care.